Hello, my name is Wajdi Aljedaani. I am an assistant professor at University of North Texas. Our paper titled Empirical Investigation of Accessibility Bug Report in Mobile Platforms, a Chromium Case Study. I'm presenting this paper on behalf of all the co-authors. In today's world, a billion of people utilizing mobile application daily. Digital accessibility play a crucial role in this context, as it is intended to ensure that digital products, services, and content can be received, understood, and operated by widely range of user regardless of their physical or mental capacity. However, mobile application has poor accessibility, which makes it difficult for people with disability to use such application. Open source and industry software utilizing bug tracking system, also called issue tracking system, such as Chromium. These tracking systems are used to help developers maintain the software by allowing the end user to submitting the issue description, or it's called bug description. These they face it while they're using the software. Bug reports can describing accessibility issues that could have preventing or limited user with disabilities, special needs, or functional constraint from using the app or program. These tracking systems are utilizing to helping the developers maintaining the software by allowing the end user to submit the issues description they face while they are using the software. The first paper studies an accessibility in the user reviews, where the authors mined 180 million user reviews to identify or finding out accessibility user reviews. The second paper performed an automated identification using machine learning model to automate the first paper dataset for the user reviews. And the third paper, the study mined issues reported in GitHub in order to understanding the accessibility bug report and as an overall. And the fourth paper is look for which is our prior study, where we looked into comparing iOS and Android platform in overall purposes. We did not specify looking into accessibility. And the last paper here is our also prior work where we conducting a study to perform an automated identification using machine learning model to automated identification for accessibility bug report, but we did not look into understanding what is the accessibility study there. However, as you see previous study, they looked into more in the purpose of automated the identification of accessibility, but yet is a little know about the distribution of accessibility and how developers and organization prioritizing bug report in accessibility report, and also what is the causes of most accessibility issues reported. As you are aware that software people with disability or special needs rely heavily on accessibility software application in their daily life activity, such as finding accessible location, customizing UI, voice translation, communication, driving, shopping, etc. Having accessibility related bug report can have severely impacting or impacts on their life, that they can go from preventing their participating in their activities or threatening their life in crucial situation due to like sensitive natural of disability type people. Therefore, identifying and prioritizing these bug report are crucially important. Our study here, we aim to investigating accessibility bug report on the Chromium mobile application to understanding how developers and organizations handling them in comparison with traditional bug reports such as crashes or a functional bug report. More specifically, we look into three categories. The first category, we look into the distribution of accessibility bug report over the time. The second thing, we look into how developers and organization prioritizing these bug report. The third thing is what is the cause of or the root cause of the most accessibility bug report issues. Here is our study approach. We this is an overall approach, but I'm going to take them pieces by pieces for you, so I can you can guys understanding how we go from all the approaches. So let's break it down to you. So we having step from step 1 to step 6, and which is the first part. The first, we're crawling the data from Chromium bug reports, And after we extracting the data, we went to the data preprocessing. In data preprocessing, we have 4 stages. The first stage is discarding on helpful report. Unhelpful report is mean like is the one that is non-English. We do not consider it. Any testing report or thanking report or any meaning report, we discarding them. We removing also the duplicated bug reports. We looked into the type of bug reports that only the defect type. And also we looked into the step 5 where if there is a bug report has 2 tags, for example, like Windows and Android, we consider that bug report is also affecting Android platforms. And in step 6, we only considering defect bug report. In order to identifying accessibility and non-accessibility bug report, Chromium has a feature where they're tagging the bug reports if it's accessibility or not accessibility. And after we identifying in both platforms, we got to answering the research question 1, 2, and 3. As you can see on the bottom, the dataset size for us. In accessibility bug report for Android, we got 1308, and in iOS, we got 849. And the time span is starting from the time that the Google Chromium start reporting the bug reports until like the year of 2020. So here is our research question. So I will elaborating for each one of them on next slides. So this slide is presenting the study result. RQ1, what is the progression of accessibility bug report? Our aim of this research question is to analyzing whether the bug report of accessibility related is increasing or decreasing over the time. By recruiting or understanding the knowledge here, we will be able to gathering the information on the presence of the accessibility barrier on Chromium and the possible improvement of declining of Chromium accessibility, in order by that to understanding the rate which is accessibility bug report appear in both platforms, iOS and Android, and to see comprehending the resources possibly required for the developers and the tester on each platform. As you can see on the left side, out of all the data set that we crawl, only 4% that carry the accessibility related. So 1% for iOS and 3% for Android. And we look on the other side of the overtime data when we break it down based on the date of the reporting the bug, that there is an increasing in accessibility bug report into 2013. Which may suggest that the community has led growing more virtual and reporting bugs, or that user has increasing over the time. Most accessibility issues are related to Android because it's a larger user base. And additionally, the rising trend of accessibility bug reports suggesting that developers should allocate more resources to addressing these issues. Here, open accessibility bug reports for Android and iOS platform, which have never been closed since it's opened, spanning from 2013 to 2020. Notice that there are bug reports that has remaining open since 2013. Initially, the data suggested a potential underreporting or involving awareness of accessibility issue. As the study go by, reporting of bug report on both platforms increased. However, there is a noticeable difference after 2017 with the significant increase in iOS bug reports relative to Android bug report. So in the RQ2, we look into the fixing time accessibility bug report comparing to the fixing time with the other bug report, which is the additional one. And on the left side, we can see the box plot. And in the box plot, as you can see that the number of accessibility bug reports is taking longer time than the accessibility bug report taking longer time than non-accessibility bug report. This research question, our objective to identify the amount of time required to solving accessibility bug report in comparison with the other type of bug reports. In addition, when expecting how developers are how accessibility bug report classify and prioritizing for some insight to get to having some insight into whether the developer recognizing the accessibility is an important feature. Understanding the developer's culture and rationale toward accessibility is important to come up with some explanation of how accessibility bug report may take longer to be fixed or even not to be fixed. And the fixing time, as you see in the left, accessibility bug report is higher than non-accessibility bug report. Developer place a low priority on accessibility bug report due to like a small user base. On the other hand, Android is fixed accessibility related faster than the iOS. So in order to see when we see like accessibility bug report is taking longer, we want to know why accessibility is taking longer. We dig into more about the data and we looked into the priority and we want to compare accessibility and non-accessibility bug report across platform. When this analysis was achieved, the subset size evaluated for accessibility for the fixing time. We further grouped the bug reports into 4 categories according to the number of the days needed to fix them. 30 days or less, this is one category. The other category 31 days to 60 days, and the other category 61 days to 90 days, and the last category is more than 90 days. Next, we creating a priority table, as you can see it in this slide, to see which reporting accessibility or non-accessibility was assigned higher of the priority to be fixed. To achieve this, we divided the priority into 4 levels, ranging from the most urgent 0 to the least urgent 3, and designing by Google developers team in their bug repository. As you can see here, the accessibility bug report has less percentage in urgent priority for non-accessibility bug reports, and you can see here the least the least the least like urgency is always a large percentage for accessibility bug report than the accessibility bug report. We also looked into more about the discussion of the developers, and we looked into that. The results showing is that the fixing time for accessibility bug report is significantly longer than non-accessibility bug report, which is make it because the small number of value of the accessibility bug report and the larger community involved in the fixing time for non-accessibility bug report. The developers seem that to place lower priority to fixing the accessibility bug report. As you see in example 1 and example 2, it's evidence that from example 1 that the accessibility users are not considering as a real user by the developers, as stated by one of the program member member. And if you see the example 2, classifying the problem needed to be solving right away, but due to the small number of the user actually affecting the developers, do not give a accessibility bug report a top priority. And comparing to that, we look into also the time that is took from 3 years to fixing, and is still that bug is not fixed yet. The third question, our objective is to highlighting the majority factor of contribution to accessibility issues in Chromium, and by identifying the root cause for accessibility is make inform the decision during the development process to promoting the adopting of accessibility. To identify that, we look into the filtering and categorizing the accessibility bug report, and we end up with the 18 categories. The top category is accessibility improvement with 331 for Android and 220 for iOS. And the second one is the design, 303 for Android and 152 for iOS. And also this is an extent of the categories. So then we did a taxonomy to understanding more in detail about what is the type of issues in each categories. And as for the time constraint, this is the table and you can referring to the paper. The thread and validities, we have two thread and validity. The first one is the bug reports marked as a fix. By the time we crawling, collecting the calculating the fixing time, we was fixed, but is may unintentionally skew the data if the bug report is reopened. And the external validity will look onto the Chromium bug report that for the web browser, and we consider only Chromium because they're tagging the accessibility bug report as an accessibility, comparing to the other project as Firefox. And this is here is the summary of our presentation. I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. And if you have any question, you can reach out to me